Hello friends, here we'll be discussing the types of the organization. Now see, based on the nature of authority and its flow, that means how the authority is flowing, right? The basic type of organization may be classified as a follow. So friends, see here first, you have to understand how the organization means what? See, any organization. Organization, we have done the classification based on what is the authority and how authority flows. What do you mean by it? Simply see, in our bank, what is the authority structure? There is a zonal manager, right? After that, the regional manager, then there may be a cluster manager, there may then the branch manager, like that the authority flows, right? So similarly, in any organization, based on the nature of authority and how it's flow, right? So based on that, we have to discuss some types of the organization. Now see, what are the types? Very simple. See, centralized and decentralized organization. Then we are having line and staff organization. We are having functional organization. Then we have committee organization, right? So see, I repeat here. So we in this lecture we will be discussing the four types of what? The organization. First is centralized versus decentralized, then line and staff, functional organization, and committee organization. So that four types we have to discuss. These are the type of organization, right? So here we will be discussing the advantages and disadvantages of each type of organization, right? So based on that, we can able to decide which organization suits for the which businesses, right? So first we'll discuss the centralized and decentralized organization, right? So what do you mean by centralized organization? So see, name itself, it is a self-explanatory. Centralized, decentralized. So centralized means what? See, these are the worker, these are the worker, these are the worker. Above that there is one worker, one worker, one worker. Above that three, there is one worker, like that. Okay, so decision, who is this is the apex body in the decision making, right? This is the centralized approach. See, if he want anything, he has to convey through this route to apex body, right? So this is basically the centralized. And what is decentralized means what? It is like all the employees are at same level. Okay, so there is no any apex body to take the decision, like that. Okay, so that we will be discussing. So what is centralized organization? Simply see, a centralized business structure is one in which the key decisions are made by a single individual. Got it? What is the centralized? Simply where the key decisions are made by the individual, right? And that individual also provide the strategic direction for the company. For example, I will tell you. See, MD in the in small company will take measure of the decision, right? Where to invest, what to purchase, how to allocate the resources, like that. Okay, so in centralized organization, there is one key person, say MD, right? That will be taking all decision about the company. Okay, now see, the size of organization is not necessary for to be centralized. Means what? I have tell you. See, it is not necessary that if the company which is big or company which is small, okay, so size of the organization does not decide whether it to be centralized or decentralized. Got it? So there may be a question, right? For example, they will ask you the small size organization need not necessary to be centralized, like that. Okay, so any organization size doesn't matter, right? Here the size of organization doesn't matter. Small size, medium size, big size, any size organization can adopt the centralized approach. Okay, so that is very very important, because they can ask you in the true or false. Okay, the size of organization is not necessary to be centralized. That means if small organization, then we will call it as centralized. It is not necessary. Okay, now see the types of organization. See, centralized means, see here, you can see here, see, this is the the branch manager, then there is zonal manager, then there is a there is a regional manager, there is zonal manager, like that. This is what the structure which is centralized. And decentralized means, see here, there is zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5. So each zone has given independent authority here. Okay, like that. So you can easily come to know by observing the images what is centralized and what is decentralized. Here, if this person need to do some work, he has to seek permission by this way from this authority, right? But here every division itself, it is having the authority like that. Okay, now see, and again, see here, here is the president of the what, of the company, right? And the company having sales, marketing, operation, manufacturing and finance. These are the department in the company. Apart from that, they will create what, the region. Here is northeast region, southwest region, midwest region, right? So company follow the region structure, right? And every region is reporting to the president. Okay, this is what the centralized structure, centralized, because every region has to seek permission from the president itself. That is what, see, I have already told you here, the decision is being made by a single individual, by the single individual. You have to focus on one. Center means what, one person. Okay, so here the decision is being taken by the central person. Now, what are the advantages of the centralized organization? Let's discuss one by one. See, centralized organization have a greater clarity in the decision making process. Why? Because one person is taking the decision, and that's why we can say have more clarity, right? Next, efficient implementation of a policy and the project. One person taking the decision, so he can take decision fast, right? So efficiently policy can be implemented in the organization. Next, the greater control over the overall strategic direction. See, one person is the key person, so he will be guiding to rest of the department, right? That means one command follow through all over the organization. That means there is a good control over the organization of that key person who is taking the decision. Okay, now what are the disadvantages of centralized organization? See, the centralized organization system are less responsive to the localized demand. For example, see, the key person in the organization, say MD, okay, he is sitting in the head office, and head office is say in New Delhi. Okay, and we are working in, suppose, in the south region. Okay, we are working in one of the Kerala, one of the town. Okay, so if you want something in the Kerala, you have to seek the permission from MD, which is seated in the which is sitting in the New Delhi. So that may be a possibility that he will be less responsive to the local demands, right? That may be the disadvantages for the centralized system. Next, employees who are not provided the opportunity to participate in the decision making process may also feel about the employee who are not given the opportunity to participate in the decision making, they may feel like disfranchised. Means what, they will think that we are not a part of organization, like that, right? Because see, only one person is taking decision, right? One person, so rest of the employee are not being taken into the decision making. Even their opinion are also not considered by the person who is the key decision maker, right? That's why they may feel the defranchised. That means they may feel that our opinion doesn't matter for the organization, so they may feel isolated, defranchised. Okay, now less responsibility for the staff members to respond, and they run a greater danger of being rigid. So see, less responsibility for the staff member. Why? See, staff member will say, or different level manager will say, I am not the decision maker, only one, the apex body, the president of the company is taking the decision, so why should I worry, right? So there is a chance that run a great danger of being ready. So there is chance that I am my opinion is being not considered, my there is no participation in the opinion or decision making of the company, then there is chance that they become the rigid in the organization. Okay, so these are the disadvantages, right? So see, very simple things you have to understand. What is centralized? Centralized means only one person will be taking the decision. The key decision is taken by only one person, main person, right? That is centralized approach. Center, it is see, here is the organization and here is the center of the circle. So that person is taking the decision, right? So this person is taking the decision about all the employee and the function in the organization. That is what the centralized approach. Now, what is the decentralized organization? See, the decentralized organization structure is one which mid-level and the lower level manager also make most of the decision rather than only the senior management or the key person, right? So see, just centralized versus decentralized. In centralized, only one individual is taking decision about all the company. In case of a decentralized, there is a chance to the lower level management or the mid-level management they can take decision at their level also. This is what decentralized. Now see again, here is the structure you have to see, right? See here is the president of the company, right? Now there is operation department, then there is a northeast, southwest, midwest, and the finance department, right? And in each region, remember, in each region they have created further the department like a sales, manufacturing, sales, manufacturing, sales, manufacturing. So if the salesperson in the northeast region needs something, right, he need not seek permission from the president. He will seek only the northeast regional head will give the permission. Here also the for midwest region, the regional head will give the permission for the sales and manufacturing decision in the midwest region. They did not want to take permission from president, right? That is simply the decentralized organization. Means what? The mid level or the lower level manager are able to take the most of the decisions, right? So now what are the advantages of the decentralized organization? See one by one. See, fast decision making and the response time is also less. See why? Because see, if the salesperson in the northeast region wants something, he can approach the head in the northeast region, need not seek permission from the president. That's why it will be the fast decision making. Then improved capacity to expand the company. Why? See, if the company want to open the new branch in the south west region, right? Say Maharashtra, they want to open the new branch, any business branch. Okay, for that purpose they need not seek the permission from the president. They are taking decision at their level. So the chance of the improved capacity and expansion of the company is more. Next, skilled and the specialized management. How the management will be skilled and specialized? See, here is the important thing you have to understand. See, here the decentralized approach is there. So many decisions can be taken at a local level. At a local level, or local management or the mid level management is taking the most of the decision. So they may give they may implement the division of labor. That means they at a local level they will say that this work will be done by this team, this work will be done by this team. Means what? See here is a sales and marketing team, here is a manufacturing team. So the person working in the sales, the person working in the manufacturing, they will have what? They will have the specialty in their own field, right? And any demand seek by them will be fulfilled by at a local level. That's why they become more skilled and specialized in their field. Now next, the improvement in the moral of the employee and the link between compensation and the responsibility. See, obviously local level decision making will boost, decision making will be fast, right? There will be a fast decision making, and due to this the moral of the employee increases. And at a local level decision making, right? That means, for example, see, in the midwest region the profit of a company is good, so midwest region management will think that our profit of our region is good, so we can increase the hike in the salary of a employee. So the compensation and responsibility is there is a link between compensation and responsibility. Why? See here, suppose in the southwest region, right, the head is taking the decision at their own level. For example, southwest regional head will take the decision, right? So if the decision is good and in the favor of the company, there is an increase in the profit, so he has a right? If he has taken the responsibility of taking the decision, and he will get the compensation for that also. That means there is a link between compensation and the responsibility, and moral of the employee will increases, right, in the decentralized organization. Next, the more effective utilization of lower and middle level management. Why? Because they are taking the part in the decision making at the lower level, at the mid level, right? That's why we can say the more effective utilization of lower and middle management. Okay, so these are some advantages of the decentralized organization. Now what are the disadvantages then? See, we have advantages, then obviously we should look for the disadvantages also. Now what are the disadvantages? See one by one. Here, difficulty in the coordinating activity. Why? See, here is the suppose here is the north region, here is the suppose the mid India region, right? Here is the south region, here is the east region, here is the west region. So, and here is in the New Delhi MD of company sits, right? So coordination in different region may be difficult because they are taking a decision at their level. That's why the coordination, there is chance that coordination is become difficult. Next, increase in the administrative cost due to duplication of efforts. How? See, north region, south region, and the east and west region, right? Here is the west region, here is the east region. So see, suppose what happened, the south region has appointed one advisor for the purpose of a company, right? That is seek the advice, that will give the advice in the legal section, right? If the north region also want the legal advisor and they are not having good communication with the south, then they will also implement also appoint one legal advisor, right? That means what, the north and south region don't have that much of coordination, right? So effort may get duplication, means what, he has also appointed the legal advisor and that region also appointed the legal advisor. That means duplication of efforts, there may be a chance that the duplication of efforts may occur, and that's why there is increase in the administrative cost. Obviously the more region, more administrative cost will be there, right? Then inconsistency in the operation. See, customer alter the operation of a division due to customization. See how the inconsistency can happen. See, customize or alter the operation of a division to maximize the productivity. This can lead to inconsistency in the operation. Now see how, see, in north region and south region, okay. See, decentralized means what, we will divide the company into two regions, simply like that, okay. So north region will have one head and south region will have one head. Now suppose the company is having the production line, okay, okay. So what is that now? So irrespective of production, I will take the example of say banking, okay. So bank is targeting the maximum fee income, okay, by the way of selling the third party insurance, like insurance, okay. So what happened, that north region had said that every branch should participate in the login day activity, right? This is what, this is not a guideline from the head office, right? But the north region head has implemented this at his own, but the south region is not implementing that practice. They will say only there is login day and you have to participate, but the north region head said it is a compulsory, every branch should participate in the login day, and that's why the profit or the fee income of a north region increases, right? So what happened there, so the head office guideline is that nobody should be forced to participate in the login day, right? That, so this is the standard operating procedure, but north region head has changed it. That means what, simply there is a customization or altering the operation of a division to maximize the productivity, and this will lead to the inconsistency in the operation, okay. Now self-centered way of functioning. So decentralized organization to give the priority to the goal of their division rather than goal of the company. So obviously see, very simple, regional manager, we are having regional manager. So regional manager will focus on what, the targets which he got for the region, okay. He will not look for what are the target of our bank itself, right? He will not look for that. He will say, I am the regional manager and I will only think about my region. That means he will take care of only his division, right? So the self-centered way of functioning may be increased. This is what, this is the disadvantages of the decentralized organization. Now significant level of dependence on the divisional or the department manager. How? See, division may become isolated. Here division you refer like it is a region, right? So division may become isolated from other division if the manager do not have the diverse experience, as it will have restricted access to other area of expertise. Means what? See, through example, see, here is the finance section, here is the marketing, here is a manufacturing, right? So these are different division, right? So marketing team is not in coordination with the manufacturing, right? So marketing, unless only whatever you have manufactured in the company, unless the marketing is not doing good marketing in the market, so how the product will be sold, right? So whoever is the marketing head, he should have some knowledge about the manufacturing also, and vice versa, right? That means the significant level of dependence increases. So unless until they both should not have the knowledge of each other department, the dependency on other department increases due to what, the decentralized organization approach, right? Now we have to discuss here in short, we will see the summary, right? So see here, the decentralized versus centralized, we will compare simply. See, decentralized means what? Only one person will not take decision. More than one person will taking the decision, like a local level manager or the mid level manager. Here centralized means only one person will take the decision. Now middle and low level manager have decision making power. Only the upper management member or only the key person will take the decision. Now authority is given to those who are closer to the stakeholder. This may happen, right? So see, generally who will appoint the regional manager or the zonal manager? Who are very much closer to the stakeholder, obviously that will be given chance to become a regional manager. But here authority is given to only those who are in the top chain of the command. For example, MD CEO will be the only authority maker in the centralized system. Now organizations are self-sufficient. Why? Because they are taking the decision at a local level. That's why they are self-sufficient. Here more standardization needs. Why? Because the decision need to approach from lower to top, and top level will order the decision, right? Faster decision making, because lower level we are taking the decision. More control is needed in the centralized organization. It is more expensive. Why? Because we need more local level manager and mid level manager to manage the divisions. It is less expensive, no need of local managers. Then it is more creativity, because more brains are involved in the decision making. Here is a limited creativity because only one or the top management is taking the decision. Okay, so this is what the decentralized and centralized approach. Now further we have to discuss the next type of the organization, the line and staff organization. Okay, so friends, and you have to understand here is a two type of basically organization combined to form the line and staff. First is line and staff, means line is first and second is staff. Okay, so we are discussing the line and staff organization. So there may be a question, which is the oldest form of organization? The oldest form of organization is line organization, remember. Okay, the oldest is line. Now friends, see here. So friends, see, line and staff organization, it refers to the authority manager which formulate the instruction which are subsequently followed by the employee or the worker. Now here you have to understand what do we mean by simply line staff organization, right? So what is here is one authority. Okay, say manager is the authority. Okay, that manager will formulate what? The instructions. The set of instruction is formulated by the manager. That means manager is giving indirectly the instruction come orders, and the staff which is under that manager will perform the duty or the instruction given by the manager. Okay, so see, line staff itself, its name is self-explanatory. It is basically having two authority, line authority and staff authority, that we will discuss. But here the basic of the line staff organization is what? There is a manager who prepare the instructions or the SOP, that is standard operating procedure, that will be followed by the rest of the staff under him. Okay, now see, a line staff organization is a structure that distribute work responsibility from upper management to the lower level management. How the responsibility has been distributed, that we will discuss here. See, a large and complicated business may use the line staff organizational structure. Now see here, see what we have discussed, centralized or decentralized, right? See, the size of a company is not necessarily give any idea that should be centralized or not. That means to become the centralized organization, it is not necessary, or we are not worried about the size of an organization, right? But the large, if the organization is large and the organization is complicated, right, then the line staff organization generally it is being used. Okay, now there may be a question, right? If the organization is large and the complicated, which of the following will be beneficial for the organizational structure? Okay, so if the organization is large and complicated, then line staff organization structure is generally followed. Now a line staff organization is a modification of a line organization. Now what is the oldest form of organization? Line organization, remember. Okay, what I am telling you, line and staff is what? See, line and staff organization is the updated form of line organization, and line organization is the oldest form. It is the oldest form. Okay, now see how it is been different. See, there is two types of the manager. I have already told you. See, line manager and staff manager. See, line manager are responsible for achieving the primary goal or the objective, and staff manager are for the purpose of providing support to the line manager. Okay, now see, HR, legal, research or development, in these cases they will provide the support to the line manager. Now simply see, in the branch, okay, we are working in the branch, right? If we need any help, right, so there is a department in the bank, legal department, right? There is department in the for if we are dealing with the export import business, there is department treasury that will help us, right? There is department in the HR also if we need staff. That means we are the working in the branches, right? We are the bank branches, and we will say we are the line manager, okay? And the legal, HR, accountant, these are what? These are the support staff to us, right? So these support staff is nothing but what? These are the staff manager. Got it? So basically the line and staff organization is a combination of it is the updated form of line organization. Now see, in line and staff we are having two manager, line manager and staff manager. Line manager do the main objective of performing the duty, performing job objective, performing goal of an achieving the goal of an organization, but the staff managers are responsible for providing the support. For example, it may be the legal support, it may be the HR support, it may be the research and development work, it may be the training work, like that. Okay, so it is very easy, you have to understand. Okay, line and staff organization, line manager, staff manager. Now see, the line executive always hold the authority of a command. Why? See, because they are the main they are mainly doing the achieving of the goal, right? And the primary responsibility of the staff supervisor are guide, advise, counsel and line counsel to the line executive. So obviously line manager or the line executive, what they are primarily working for the achieving the targets, for achieving the goal of organization, and the staff manager are providing support to the line manager, right? For example, line manager want to want production, want to increase the production. For that purpose he is seeking the purchase of a new machinery, right? And for that he needs some legal advice, right? So the legal advisor from the staff manager will give him guidance, right? So basically the line managers are basically having executive power, right? So they are the having the authority of a command, and a primary responsibility of a staff supervisor is only guide, support and counsel with the line manager or line executive. Now a member of a workforce, the private secretary to the MD acts in the capacity of a staff executive. Now see, the private secretary to whom the managing director of a company, that private secretary is not a part of the line manager. That the private secretary of a MD, that is the highest position, that will be the, again it is secretary of MD, so he is providing support to MD, so he will be the part of staff executive. Got it? So that is just for your example that you can easily understand. Private secretary is providing support to the MD. MD is what? Line manager. Why? Because he is taking the decision, right? He is working for the organization, but private secretary is just providing support to MD, right? Support. So that's why it is the part of a staff executive support, right? That you have to understand. Now here is the chart that you will get a further broader idea. Line and staff organization. Now see here is CEO or MD, right? Now see, there is a marketing manager, production manager and the finance manager, right? Then under that we are having the foreman who are working and as a worker, say as a workers. Now see, the straight line indicates the line and the broken line indicates the staff. Means what? See here, the line manager, production manager and the finance manager, they are directly connected with whom? The CEO of a company. That means they are following the command of CEO, right? And below that the workers are following the command from their respective managers, right? This is what the line manager, right? Now see, the marketing manager, production manager and the finance manager need any support. If they need any support of what? For the purpose of economy the economy of a company, that is they need economist. For any legal help they will take the advice from the legal advisor. So see, legal advisor give his support to production also, finance also and the marketing also, right? Similarly the economist also giving his support to the rest of the staffs, right? Even economist and legal advisor can do support to each other. Okay, that means see legal, this is what the dotted line, it is indicating that it is what, it is simply the staff manager. It is, he is also the staff, because see, staff manager means simply who are providing the support work or the advice work, right? And the manager who are the really working for achieving the objective or goal of an organization, these are the line managers or line executive, right? So that is very basic thing you have to understand. Now see, we will discuss some features about the line and staff organization. Okay, so one by one, very simple. See, there are two different kind of staff members. Okay, one is staff assistant and other is staff supervisor. Okay, what is staff assistant? See, like a PA to MD, PA to MD or a secretary to marketing manager. So these are what, the assistant, staff assistant. Then staff supervisor means the operation control manager, quality control manager, or the public relation officer, PRO. These are what, the staff supervisor. So see here, I will tell you the key difference. Like previously we have discussed what, we are having staff manager, we are having line manager. Similarly, we can say there are two different kind of staff members there. Okay, staff assistant means simply they are working as an assistant, they are providing the assistance only, assistance, right? Assistant providing assistance, and supervisor having some bigger role than the assistant. For example, like they are working in the management work, they are working somehow directly with in line with the line manager, means what, operation control manager, quality controller, or the public relation officer. Okay, now line and staff organization is the form of line organization. It is more complicated. We have discussed in the beginning, line organization is the oldest type of an organization, and line and staff is the updated form of line organization. Now work is the segmented into the specialized in accordance with the individual need. So obviously as per individual need, work has been done into part that is segmented and the specialized. That means the person who is specialized, that will be given the task, his work, right? Now organization is broken into number of functional division. For example, each staff has its specialist. So it's very simple. We will have finance division, we will have marketing, production, right? So different divisions are there. Marketing is there, production is there, quality is there. So different division will be there, right? So each division will have the manager, right? So due to the specialization, it make it possible to achieve the efficiency. So obviously there is separate line for the marketing, there is separate division for the production, separate for the quality control. So each will have their specialization, and automatically the efficiency will increase, right? So there are two different channels through which the authority might flow simultaneously. That is a line authority and staff authority. Okay, see, there are two staff member. Okay, staff assistant is there and staff supervisor is there. But if we talk about the authority, they are having two authority, the line authority and the staff authority. Okay, now see, line executive have a commanding role and the staff member are limited to advisory role, that we already discussed in the previous slide, right? So line manager or line executive, they are commanding in nature, right? They can give the commands, right? But the staff members are only having the power of what, giving the only advice. Okay, that we have discussed. Now see, what are the advantages of the line staff organization? One by one, very simple. Providing relief to the line executive. Why? See, line manager and staff manager, line manager are main working primarily to achieve the goal, achieve the target, and staff manager are providing support. Okay, so if they want to expand the business, they need support, for example legal support, right? So staff manager will provide the support. That's why they will not much worried about the legal problem of the product. Okay, they can focus on the production line. That's why they can somehow get a relief to the line manager or the line executive. Now the line executive focus on the implementation, which frees them from the need to divide their attention among the several different tasks, for example say legal or HR, right? I have already explained to you. Now professional counsel means what? See, a line executive can get expert advice whenever it is required. Okay, line manager, for through example you will get, see, branch manager, he has to do the targets for the branch, right? So if he need any advice, for example legal advice for sanctioning the loan, so there is a legal department in the bank. Okay, so he will get the counseling or the advice from the what, from the legal department. So expert advice is basically the professional counsel. Okay, expert advice. Next, benefit of specialization. So the partition of an entire concern into two distinct sort of authority, that is line authority is there, staff authority. That's why there is specialization. That means, see, if there is a finance, there is a department in the company, say production, there is department say quality control, there is department say marketing, there is department say finance, okay, and there is department say HR, and there is department say the legal advisor. Okay, so see, everybody here in the working in the finance will get knowledge of finance, the production will get top knowledge in the production, because they don't want to look for the HR, they don't want to read any legal document, because they are directly getting the support, so they can focus in their own area. That's why there is a benefit of specialization, right? Now, improvement in the coordination. Why? See, through the specialization, improvement in the decision making, official can concentrate on their own domain, which contribute to improve the work coordination. Obviously, everybody is having specialty in their own domain. For example, marketing is there, quality control is there, then production line is there, then finance is there. So everybody working in their own department, so he will be excellent in their own field, right? And for that purpose they need to coordinate with each other for any help. That's why there is a improvement in the coordination. Okay, so these are the advantages. Now fifth advantage, the benefit of research and development. So the advice of specialized staff member allow the line executive to take production decision, to take the productive decision. See, and opens a lot of door for the bringing new idea to the table and conducting research in those topic area. Now see, for example, there is one person in the marketing, there is one production one person in the production, there is a finance also and quality control also. Okay, and here is a legal advisor also. Suppose this company is having that much of divisions, and this company, suppose this is the pharma company. Okay, now what happened, the marketing person says these are the tablets that we are going to sell online. Okay, and there is lot of market in selling the tablet online now, but the marketing person don't know whether it is allowed in legally in India or not, where there will be a problem, right? So that's why he can go to the legal advisor, he can seek the advice from the legal department of the company. That means he has the new idea selling the tablets online. That means if the legal team gets okay, it is allowed in India, so they can take the decision of sending or selling the tablets online, the pharmaceutical online. That means the person who is having idea, that can be bring into the table, and that can be done using the marketing, they can achieve the objective of the company, or they can maximize the profit, right? So this is what we can say, the benefit of research and development can happen by the way of this line and staff organization. Now training, how training? See, because of the existence of the staff specialist, the line official can receive the expert advice and also get trained on the job. So obviously any help they need, they can get, right? That's why they are they will, and they know they need not to look for the help from other department, right? Because they can get the expert advice from legal or HR, that is the staff manager, staff executive. That's why they are receiving the expert advice, and obviously they can focus on their own job. That's why they will get obviously trained on their own job, right? So these are what the training benefit in the line staff organization. Next is balanced decision. How? See, due to the support, the line official always be able to make the decision that are more reasonable and fair, right? So more reasonable and fair decision can be taken due to the line staff organization. Why? Because they are getting support from the staff manager, right? That's why they can take the balanced decision. Who? The line managers. Okay, next is unity of action. How? See, unity of action, every single official who has a position of a line and staff authority is given the autonomy to take the choice of their own. That means, see, there is a autonomy. See, line manager decision and the staff manager decision. If the line manager is proposing a new idea, for example, new idea of new, they want to expand the business and they want to set up a new production line, right? So he is seeking advice from the HR, kindly recruit the people to work in the new line. Okay, so obviously the HR will give him the advice, HR will provide him the staff required for the production line. That means there is a unity of action, right? And everybody is autonomous to take their own decision. That's why there is a unity of action which will help in the production of the company. Okay, so these are some advantages of the line staff organization. Now see, this serves as an efficient control mechanism for entirely of the organization. Okay, now see friends, what are the disadvantages of line staff organization? A fundamental misunderstanding. So there are two different authority, line authority is there and staff authority is there. So there may be a chance that there may be a misunderstanding between the employee, right? So it may happen, right? So it is very obvious that if there are two commands, there are two superior bosses to the worker, line manager and staff manager, so obviously a chance of misunderstanding is there, right? Now because of this, the worker are unable to get who is having the controlling power, right? That's why there is a misunderstanding chances. Now lack of reliable guidance. How? See, a staff specialist may provide a line executive advice resulting in incorrect decision. So see, legal department is there, right? If legal department provide wrong advice to the line managers, then it will affect the decision, it will affect the goal achievement of the company. So it may happen. So lack of reliable guidance, there may be a chance that legal department of that company is not that much of competent to take to make the advice. So there is a lack of reliable guidance. Next is what? The conflict between the line and staff. Means what? The line and staff are two different authority that are both flowing at the same time. So there may be a rise in the conflict. So it may happen. It is very obvious thing, right? If there are two authority, line manager, staff manager, so worker will assume who will be the controlling them, right? So there may be a chance that the advice of the staff manager will not like by the line managers, right? So it may happen, right? So there may be a dispute or the conflict between the line and staff manager. It is generally very obvious. We can see in the even banks also, right? The person working in the HR and the person working in the branches. The person working in the branches, so HR people should know, right? The person working in the branches, they are working to earn the profit, and that's why HR people can get the salary. So there may be the conflict of work between two roles, right? So that it is very obvious thing that you have to understand, right? So there is a rise in the conflicts. Next disadvantage, expensive. So obviously, why expensive? See, separating separate legal department, separating having separate HR department, having separate financial advisor, so that may be expensive for the company, right? Next, assumption of authority means what? Although the power of concern lies with the line official, so actually power lies with whom? The line manager, line official, line executive. The staff does not like this arrangement because they are one who are more involved in the mental work. So why? So legal department is giving advice, right? They are working in mentally more, right, than the line manager, but actually power lies with the line official, right? So there is assumption of authority may happen because staff manager will say, I am working here a lot of, why my role is not that much important in the organization. So there is assumption of authority, right? Now next, staff steals the show means what? Staff steals the show means in a line of staff concern, the higher return are through the be the result of the expert of staff advice. See, staff steal the show means what? See, in the line and staff concern, higher returns are through the to be the result of expert advice. See, staff steals the show means what? What is there? See, staff means what? Staff manager. So see, for example, legal advisor or the financial advisor of that company, right? So what they will say, or say HR in the company. So what they will say, legal advisor will say, I have given you a good advice. That's why the line manager, you have taken the decision, and that's why there is a profit to the company. That means the staff manager steals the show. It is not exactly the meaning of steals the show means he is nothing like that. That means basically the staff manager is getting the credit of whatever the work is being done. That means whatever the profit of a company, whatever achievement in the objective of a company, staff manager say this is due to me. I have worked, I have given the advice, I have given the support, I have given the advice support. That's why the company is in the very good situation, very good position, right? That means staff steals the show. It is not actually as the word is given, it you have to understand the meaning behind the words. Okay, staff steals the show. Okay, now next type we are discussing is the functional organization. Now see here, a functional organization is the segregated within a company so that specialists can maintain their position at the highest level. What do you mean by, see, name itself, it is a self-explanatory. Functional means what? Functional. See, functional means what? Any function of a company. So the person who is specialist in that function, that will be having a top position in the company. So for example, see, if I take the example of IT company, right? See, CEO of the IT company is having highest knowledge about that product, about the IT. That's why he becomes the CEO of IT company. The same way, in the functional organization, the specialist maintain the position at the highest level. Okay. Now, see, for example, even banks also, MD or CEO of the bank, obviously he will have the highest knowledge in the organization. Why? That's why he becomes the MD and CEO, right? It is the functional organization. That means the functional, that means the specialist in that industry will be at the highest level in the organization. Now see, the F.W. Taylor was one who initially proposed the idea of a functional organization. So there is MCQ question. Who have given the first idea for the functional organization? Obviously the F.W. Taylor. Now the company is divided into different functional department with the employees who are specialized in specific tasks. Okay, so company is divided into different functional departments. See, we are talking about functional. So the person who is functionalist, that means who is specialist, will be at the top position in the company. And obviously the company we will divide into the different functional department, right? How? See here, through example, through diagram, you will get better clarity. See, we will have sales manager, we will have admin manager, production manager, then finance manager, account manager. Okay, and CEO is having knowledge about all. That's why he becomes the CEO and he is having highest position in the company, right? And the subordinate staff working under sales, admin, production, finance and account. That means the staff working under all, right? So this is the functional organization. Now, subordinates receive the command from multiple specialists who serve as the manager above them in the organizational chart. Okay, so see, sales manager will be the sales specialist, administration manager will be the admin specialist, production manager will be the production, finance will be the finance specialist, and account manager will be the account specialist. And whatever the staff working in the organization, they will receive the command and order from all. They are receiving command and order from all. That's why it is the functional organization. Okay, so functional organization means the person who is specialist, they will be at the top level. Okay, and below that all are working as a staff, right? So that you have to understand about the functional organization. Now let's look at the feature of a functional organization one by one. See, all the activity are broken down into the respective function, which include the function like operation, finance, marketing and personal relation. Okay, so obviously functional organization, so different activity of a company will be broken down into different functions. A more complex form of administrative organization than the other two. So we have discussed previously what centralized and decentralized we have discussed, right? After that we have discussed the line and staff, right? After that we are discussing here the functional organization. So functional organization is more complex type of form than centralized, decentralized and line staff organization. Okay, next there are three different authority: line authority and staff authority we have discussed. There is another authority called as the function authority. Remember, there is another authority called as the function authority in the functional organization. Okay, so in functional organization, how many authorities are there? Three authority: line, staff and what? Line, staff and the function. Okay, next, each functional area is assigned with the functional specialist. So each function area will have functions. For example, line manager, staff manager, right? Production manager, like that. Okay, the principle of unity of command. What is the principle of unity? We have discussed in the previous session. Principle of unity of command. What? Only one manager or reporting authority does not apply to such organization. So that means what? See, previously we have discussed, right? There is subordinate staff which is under of all the manager, production manager, sales manager, finance manager, like that. That means what? There is a unity of command does not follow. That means one person is reporting to only one person. One person can give command to only one person. Unity of command does not applicable to the functional organization. So there will be a question whether the unity of command is applicable to functional organization or not. It is not applicable. Okay. Next, what are the advantages of the functional organization? See, specialization. Better division of labor takes place, which lead to the specialization of function. So obviously the specialists are at the key position at the top level. That's why there is specialization. Next, efficient control. It is possible that specialist will be called to evaluate the work of several departments. So it is very much obvious. See, in the organization you are having the specialist, right? For example, line manager is there, then quality manager is there, then production manager is there. So you can call any specialist from other industry also to evaluate the work of different division, right? That's how you can say there is efficient control. Next, efficiency. The fact that each function is responsible for a number of other tasks contribute to the overall improvement in the efficiency. Obviously there is separate department, separate as per the function of a company. So that's why there is specialist head for each function. That's why improvement in the efficiency, right? Next, cost effectiveness. How? See, when combined specialization and the standardization, it make possible to achieve the maximum output at the lowest cost. Obviously that's why there is a cost effectiveness, right? Next, expansion. How? See, the expert knowledge of the functional manager make the platform for the expansion of the business. So see, there is specialist, they are working as the manager of that own function, right? That's why there is chance of expansion of a company, right? So these are the advantages for the functional organization. Now let's look at the what are the disadvantages for the functional organization. Now see, confusion. Why? See, coordination become more challenging and resulting in the increase in the confusion. So there is a production manager, there is sales manager, so there is division of function as per the work in the organization. So coordination is very much challenging. That's why it gives rise to the confusion. Next, lack of coordination. So when worker is controlled by number of people, so we have discussed there is subordinate staff controlled by line manager, then there is a operation manager, then there may be a finance manager, like that. So staff is controlled by many authority. That's why there may be a lack of coordination and control becomes weak, so coordination become more challenging. Next, difficulty in the determining accountability. So due to existence of many authority, determining the accountability can be challenging. So we can say difficulty in the determining accountability. See, there is a line manager, there is a quality manager, there is a finance manager, so everybody is giving order to the staff, right? So if there is any mistake from staff, so he will say line manager has given me order, quality manager has given me order, financial department given me the order, and which I followed. So how can we take the responsibility, right? So difficulty in determining the accountability, on whom advice there is mistake, right? So difficulty in determining the accountability. Next is what? Conflict. So it is possible for the member of the supervisory staff with equal position to have the disagreement with the one another. So it may rise the conflicts. So it is very obvious. One right. So in one home, even two people are there, they can fight, right? So it is very much obvious if there are a lot of authority on subordinate staff, right? That's why there may be a rise in the conflicts. Next, expensive. It is expensive for the company to maintain staff of specialists. Obviously, if the staff is specialist working as the manager, right? Staff. That's why they need more money. They will seek more money. That's why it become expensive for the company. These are the disadvantages. Now we will discuss one of the important committee organization. Okay, so I repeat what we have discussed. We have discussed in the initially centralized, decentralized organization. Then we have discussed line and staff organization. Then we have discussed functional organization. Now lastly we have discussed the committee organization. Okay, so in this lecture, this is the last organization type we are going to discuss, committee organization. Okay, now see friends, here Now friends, see a group of individuals who have come together to solve the issue that are experienced by the organization as a whole form what is known as the committee organization. Means what? Simply you have to understand here. See, what is a committee first? Committee means what? It is the group of people come together to form the committee, and that committee will solve whatever the problems that company is having, right? That is the committee organization structure. Now see further here. The term committee organization refer to the group of individuals who possesses various form of knowledge and who have been properly organized to address the challenge faced by the organization. Okay, for example, see there is a committee in the company. Okay, so in the company there will be different specialists. For example, marketing specialist, finance specialist, account specialist, HR specialist, then legal specialist. Okay, so these are specialists who come together, they will form the committee. Okay, they will form the committee, and that committee will take the guidance and decision to the company. Okay, so this is the committee structure. Now see, through here you will get the further clarity. Okay, now see, what is the committee organization structure? Suppose there is a board of director. Okay, so board of director is responsible for overall growth of an company. Overall decision making responsibility lies with the board of director. Now see, there is a finance committee, there is a executive committee, there is a purchase committee, there is a purchase committee, right? There is a production, marketing, finance and personal departments, right? So if the company want to purchase anything, they will send it to the purchase committee. If they want to have any decision about the finance, they will have the finance committee. They will have executive committee who execute the decision of board of director. There is a purchase committee. Okay, so for any reason there is a committee. For any reason there is a committee. So what I have to say, what I have showed in the beginning, there is a committee organization. So you see, committee consists of the expert in that expert member. Okay, but generally one committee will have one type of expert. For example, finance committee will have finance expert, then purchase committee will have the purchase expert, like that. Okay, so what is very simple, committee, or see in even our today's life also, if there is any issue in the state, the state government will appoint a committee, two judge committee, one judge committee, single judge committee, three judge committee, like that. Means what? The different people come together to form the committee, right? And they are the expert in that field. Okay, so through example of the pictorial form you will get better clarity. Okay, purchase, simply remember every department will have like a committee, executive committee, purchase committee, finance committee, like that. Okay, now see further, what are the advantages of the committee type organization? Simply see, improve the quality control, quality of decision. How? See, member with the expertise and the experience gleaned from a wide range of experience of different domain come together in this space. So see, if we are having purchase committee, right? So in that committee, the people who are in the purchase committee will have experience in different organization, right? So they are having wide experience, they are coming together to form the committee, so the decision will be better, right? Now next, establishing the goal, plan and policy. The committee offer recommendation for and information that can be used to formulate the goal, plan and the policy. So obviously committee is having expert, right? So that committee can recommend to the board of director what should be included in the plan, policy and the goal of the company. Next is what? The participatory management. Means what? Each member has opportunity to contribute their thought, idea and opinion to the process of, for the purpose of decision making, right? It is, that's why we can say it is a participatory management. Means committee people will have their own opinion, right? And the committee will recommend collectively to the board of director, right? So it is very important that there is a participatory management, right? Next is what? Decrease prejudice and conflict. Means what? The committee helped and enabled the development of ties among the member and their interaction with the line management, which turn help reduce the prejudice and the conflict. So obviously once the committee has recommended something which the line manager have to accept and have to implement at the ground level to achieve the goal of organization. That's why there is a prejudice. That means anything have in their own mind that prejudgment that can be neglected, right? That can be ignored, and the conflicts and the prejudice can be decreased due to the presence of the community type organization structure. Okay, now next is what? Dealing with the complicated problem. So see, arrangement of the problem into the committee make it easier to deal with the complicated or the tough issue. Why? See, the committee having expert, right? So expert committee is there, that's why members are become the specialist and the expert in the company. That's why they can deal with the complicated problems also. Next is simple, the commitment to the implementation. The committee reach their decision after having in-depth debate and analyzing the potential consequences of a different decision. That's why there is a commitment to implementation. Why? See, when the committee recommend something, that means the committee have studied it well, studied it very hard, debate has been happened in the committee, and after thorough investigation they are recommending something for the implementation. That means whatever decision comes from the committee, obviously there is a commitment to implement, because the decision itself is coming after a lot of debate and study. Now steering of authority. So for the inquiry or the research, some authority is given to the committee by the top management. So committee members are free to carry out their duty. See, if there is some committee, right, for example purchase committee, right, so that committee should be given some more rights, some more power should be given. For example, committee member can go into the any office of the company, and they can investigate the previous purchase order, they can look after the previous purchase order, then only they can recommend what that purchase committee should purchase or not recommendation. That means basically the authority should be shared with the committee. That is happening in the committee type, sharing of authority. So top management is generally sharing their authority with the committee member for the purpose of doing any inquiry or the research, for any inquiry or the research. Okay, sharing of authority. Next is what? The disadvantages of the committee organization. So what are the disadvantages? Very simple, creating the conflict. So obviously once there is committee, see through first the presence of a more head in the committee increases the likelihood of conflict. How? See, there is a one committee, right? In that committee different members are there, and each is the expert in their own field, or each is the expert, right? So committee members within the committee, there may be a chance that there is a rise in the conflict, right? So even obviously in, you can see in even Supreme Court also there is a bench, right? 5 judge bench means what? Total judges who are listening to the appeal, right? They are 5. So 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, it's 5. So how they will decide their judgment? 3 versus 2 out of 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 3 versus 2 means what? 3 are in the favor of the decision, 2 are opposite in the. That means within them also there is no single commitment of the decision. That means there may be a dispute, right? So it may create the conflict in the committee members. Okay, next, delay in the decision. So how? So committee members are taken extra time to discuss the various aspect of the problem, so that may cause the delay in the process, right? So it may happen, it may happen. Next, the possibility of a diversion. So diversion that is taking place in, within the committee may in some instances to be redirected to another topic. So it is very much obvious, right? So in committee different people are discussing, so the discussion may get diverted, right? It may happen, so it is very natural. So possible diversion may happen. Next, that shifting of a tendency. So when leaders are unable to conclude regarding the significant issue, the frequently defer the decision making process to the committee. So obviously, see, if anything you are not able to judge, right, then you will do what? You will set up one committee, and that committee will decide, right? So obviously now this will become tendency in the organization. Whatever you want to do, you set a committee, and that committee will take the decision. Okay, whatever you want to do in the organization. So this is what the shifting tendency. The tendency of making the committee become very much common in the company. That is what the shifting the tendency of what? Making committee for everything, for every small thing. Next, lack of secrecy means what? The issue are discussed in detail by each member of the committee. There is a greater chance that organization secret plans or the strategy, it may become public. So lack of secrecy. See, in one committee, lot of members are there. If any one member can share it with other people, so it may that the plans or the secret strategy of company may get a public. There is chance, right? So we can say there is a lack of secrecy. Next is distribution of responsibility. Disruption of responsibility is not distribution. It is disruption. Okay, disruption. Now, in case of the incorrect judgment, everyone in the committee is eager to pass their responsibility to other member of the group. So it may happen because lot of members are there. If there is some issue, so which everybody will try to run away from making the decision, so they will try to pass the responsibility, right? So these are some disadvantages. Further, division of accountability. In the committee based organization, no one is held responsible for the decision and they are reached by committee, right? So thus result split in the accountability. So see, there is a lot of member in one committee, right? If that committee has recommended some decision and with that decision went not in favor of the company, right? That's why there is loss of the company. So who is accountable? That committee is accountable. So how the committee is accountable? Share the responsibility with each member, right? That means what? The accountability will get divided among the members, right? These are the disadvantages of the committee organization, right? So here we will stop. You have to download the application from Play Store, Banker Zone CAIIB. Link is given in the description. Further, you can join our Telegram group also, right? For that, you can search in the Telegram CAIIB. Then you have to add BZ, CAIIB BZ. You have to search without space. You will join our Telegram group. Next, you can obviously you have to subscribe our YouTube channel also, so that you will get update. Also you can send me whatever your recommendation in the comment section in the YouTube, right? Thank you friends. We'll continue our discussion in the next part.